everyone, welcome back to our channel. This is Trisha and today we'll be learning the chapter Metal and Non-Metals. In our previous video we have completed metals physical properties. Now in today's video part 2 we'll be covering non-metals. So basically what are metals? Metals are the elements that have the tendency to lose electrons and gain positive charge, are electropositive. Whereas non-metals, they gain one electron, have negative charge and are electronegative, right? So for example, chlorine, atomic number 17, configuration 2H7, it will gain an electron which will give you Cl minus. Yes, so chlorine is a non-metal, it gained an electron and has negative charge, that is, it is electronegative. So today's video will be learning physical properties of non-metals. Physical properties. The first property for non-metals are brittle. Means they are soft, they can be broken down into pieces very easily, except what? Diamond. This is the hardest substance known to us. Yes, the hardest substance known to us, this diamond is a non-metal, is considered as a non-metal, so it is not brittle, it is hard. Why the non-metals are brittle? Because their intermolecular forces are weak and they are brittle, means they are very soft, they can be broken down into pieces. Whereas diamond is very hard, it cannot be broken down into pieces easily. Okay, this was the first property. The next, they non-metals have low tensile strength. Low tensile strength. Low tensile strength means they can be broken down easily, as they are brittle. I already told you their tensile strength is very low, means they can be broken down, except diamond, it is the hardest. Yes, except diamond, non-metals can be broken down. For example, copper, for example, carbon is what? A non-metal, and it can be broken down easily. It is brittle, it has low tensile strength, whereas diamond, it is an exception, it is having high tensile strength, means it is very hard as compared to other non-metals. The next property is non-metals have low densities. Non-metals have low density. For example, sulfur and phosphorus, right? Sulfur and phosphorus, they both are having very low densities. Sulfur is having around 2 gram centimeter inverse cube, and phosphorus is having 1.8, right? So which is very low. These two densities are very low. Sulfur and phosphorus having very low densities. Why? Because they are not closely packed. For example, they are molecular solids and they are not very closely packed. Like the structure of phosphorus What is the structure? This is the structure of phosphorus. Yes. And over here they are not very closely packed. And same is sulfur. It is also not very closely packed. This is sulfur's structure. They are not closely packed to each other. See, both are not closely packed to each other. They are bounded, they have covalent bonds. Means they are not very closely packed to each other. Therefore, they are having low densities. Whereas metals, they are very close to each other. They are very closely packed. Therefore, they have high densities. Which have high densities? In non-metals, diamond. Diamonds are what? Very closely packed. So, they must be having high densities. Right? So, the next property is non-metals are bad conductors of electricity. Non-metals are bad conductor of electricity. Bad conductors. They are bad conductors of electricity. Except graphite. Graphite is a good conductor of electricity because it has the tendency of free electrons. The electrons are free in graphite. Therefore, it is a good conductor of electricity. The next is lustrous nature. They are not lustrous in nature. Non-metals are non-lustrous. They are non-lustrous. Okay? They are what? Non-lustrous. Except iodine, diamond. They are what? Very shiny. They are very lustrous. So, non-metals are non-lustrous, whereas iodine and diamond, which are very shiny, which are very lustrous in nature. And the next property. Non-metals are non-sonorous. Means they do not produce sound when striked. They do not produce sound when they are struck with an object. The next is non-metal state. They are of all three states. They occur in all three states. Solid, liquid and what? Gas. At room temperature. Solid like carbon. Solid like carbon. Liquid, bromine. Gas, nitrogen, oxygen. Right? So, at room temperature, they occur in all three states. Solid, liquids and gases. Nitrogen. Right? And next is malleability and ductility. In my previous video, I also told you, due to their weak non-metallic bonds, they do not show malleability and ductility. Do not show malleability and ductility, but they are brittle. They are what? brittle. The first property I told you. They are brittle. They do not show malleability and ductility. Okay, so now we complete the physical properties of non-metal in this video. Till now we have covered all the physical properties of metals and non-metals. What? Lustrous nature. Metals possesses lustrous nature, but non-metals do not. Sonorous nature. Metals possesses, but non-metals do not. High density. Metals have high density. Non-metals have low densities. And except diamond. Yes. State. The metals are solid in state except what? Mercury. And non-metals, they are generally in liquid, solid, gas, all three. Liquid, bromine. Keep in mind, liquid, bromine, gas, nitrogen, oxygen, etc. And solids, carbon, I told you. And the next property we have covered is malleability and ductility. The metals are malleable and ductile. Mostly metals are malleable and ductile, and the non-metals are neither malleable nor ductile. Why? Because they are very brittle. They are brittle in nature. Hardness, they are hard, they are soft. That is, the non-metals are brittle in nature, whereas metals are hard. The tensile strength, hardness means the metals must be having high tensile strength, whereas non-metals have low tensile strength. Right. So in this way we have covered all the properties, and then left is good conductor of heat and electricity are who? Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity, whereas non-metals are bad conductors of heat and electricity. So in this video we have covered physical properties. Next videos will be covering non-metal chemical properties and metal chemical properties. Thanks for watching.